you should recall that pitch is the perception by the human ear of the number of cycles per second of a sound wave. The unit of measurement for 1 cycle per second is a hertz. In music, a note is a symbol used to call for a voice or an instrument to create a sound wave that maintains a specific pitch for a specific period of time. God designed the human ear to hear the mathematical relationship between certain frequencies or pitches. One of the prime examples of this is when the pitch of one note is twice the frequency or the pitch of another note. For example, the sound wave of this note has a frequency of 440 cycles per second. (440 hertz). This note has a frequency of 880 cycles per second, or twice the frequency of the first note. 880 hertz. Do these notes sound the same to you, only one seems to be at a higher level than the other? These two notes are said to be in the same pitch class. They have a similar quality or color, as some people put it. The difference in pitch between two notes is called an interval. This interval, the interval between a note and the equivalent note with twice the frequency, is called an octave. An octave. It is called an octave because it can be divided into 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 notes, an octave. This octave is called a diatonic scale. A diatonic scale is 7 intervals with 1 note, 1 interval, 2 intervals, 3 intervals, 4 intervals, 5 intervals, 6 intervals, 7 intervals, with the 7th interval leading to the note that is an octave higher. Each octave can be divided into a diatonic scale. The most common of these diatonic scales is called a major scale. Let me play a major scale for you, beginning with the note that is 440 hertz and ending with the note that is 880 hertz. This is an A major scale. In Western music, we assign letters of the alphabet to notes to indicate their pitch. Since there are 7 intervals in a diatonic scale, with the bottom and the top note being the same, we use the first 7 letters of the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we start again with A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Over the centuries, the standard that has been developed for naming the notes comes from the pianoforte, the most versatile of acoustic musical instruments. Piano means soft, and forte means loud. And the pianoforte is an instrument that responds to how hard you press the keys to play both soft and loud. Soft, loud. Soft, loud. Today we shorten the name of the pianoforte to simply piano. The piano is configured to be a C instrument, which means that if you play the notes on the keyboard sequentially with no accidentals, which are sharps or flats, the scale you will play is C major. For this reason, the octaves on the piano keyboard are numbered according to each C, with a number to indicate the octave. This numbering system is called scientific notation. A standard piano keyboard has 88 keys. The first octave begins with the first C, which is C1. Since the first three notes are below the first octave, their octave number is 0. This is A0 and B0. This note is A440, which is the A that is 440 hertz. Let's count up from C1 to determine the scientific notation for A440. C1, D1, E1, F1, G1, A1, B1, and the second octave, C2, D2, E2, F2, G2, A2, B2, and the third octave, C3, D3, E3, F3, G3, A3, B3, and the fourth octave, C4, D4, E4, F4, G4, A4. So we see that the scientific notation for A440 is A4, since it is in the fourth C octave on the piano. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the U.S. and the United Kingdom, this A is the standard pitch used for tuning musical instruments. It is also known as concert pitch and is sounded by an orchestra director before a concert to allow all the instruments to tune together. Since you now know that an octave up means a note whose frequency is double, and an octave down is a note whose frequency is half, if you know the frequency of one note, you can calculate the frequencies of all of its octaves, or all the notes in the same pitch class. This note, A4, is 440 cycles per second. What is the frequency of this note, A5? 880 hertz. What about A3? 220 hertz. How about A6? 1760 hertz. And A2? 110 hertz. For this lesson, you need to learn to do three things. First, be able to quickly identify and play the notes on a piano keyboard. C, D, F, G, A, E, B. Next, play all of the octaves for each pitch on the piano. Another way to say this is to play all of the notes in each pitch class. For example, choose a note such as an F and play all the Fs on the piano like this. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7. Then you need to learn how to hear notes that are in the same pitch class. It is best if you can study along with someone else so you can test each other. Are these notes in the same pitch class? Yes, they are both in the pitch class G. Are these notes in the same pitch class? No, these notes are not in the same pitch class. What about these? No, one is an E and the other is a C. They are not in the same pitch class. What about these? Yes, these notes are both Ds. They are in the same pitch class.